clever athlete. A super sleuth. An animal that relies on gut instinct and lies right under our noses. The dog. Across the country, more than half of the population depend on these furry creatures for emotional support, everyday help, or pure entertainment. But the most courageous of dogs are challenged to perform truly legendary tasks.
Some of these elite dogs are the product of Schutzhund, a dog sport that's existed for more than 100 years. There are many opportunities for owners and their dogs to compete in Schutzhund all over the world.
The test was developed for German Shepherd, saying that not every single German Shepherd can do it.
Isabella Oxengendler has spent her entire life around dogs. Now president and lead coordinator of Canine Force Working Dog Club, the only Schutzhund club in Calgary, she's focused on training and prepping them for competition.
As any sport, it has a very strict requirements. Self-confidence, a lot of drive, prey drive, ability to chase the toy, food drive. So those are the preliminary qualities that we're looking at the dog.
Schutzhund competitions are assessed based on 3 stages: obedience, tracking, and protection. In obedience, dogs learn the art of sitting and heeling. After mastering basic commands, trainers challenge their dogs to dip their heads to the ground for the second stage of Schutzhund.
Tracking is a very specific discipline the dog is required to follow step-by-step sense. There's also 90 degrees corners and a small article the dog needs to indicate.
Tracking is one of the most difficult elements for handlers to teach their dogs because the exercise banks on the weather.
Our dogs don't track with eyes, so we want to make sure that our dogs track with the nose down. And winter, there is not much disturbance of the ground that they can follow.
Precision is the base of both obedience and tracking, but is the core fundamental of the last stage in Schutzhund training: protection.
In protection, handlers enlist the aid of volunteers known as helpers. During practice, helpers slip on an arm sleeve and play the part of an escaped criminal.
A helper is very important because it's the person who will develop the dog, who can break or make the dog, right? So something that you can really not learn it over internet or, in a college is just, put the pants on and trust and have people who actually trust you to work the dog.
Although the job of a helper is very important, it isn't easy. Dominic Scarberry has been a helper for Schutzhund since he was 12.
A lot of technique goes into it. The technique that has to be, that you can repeat dog after dog after dog after dog for, 24, 30 dogs in a day. A lot of people don't think that's a lot, but when you actually see a routine and see it going, it's a lot. It's very taxing on the body.
Stages become more difficult as handlers and their dogs progress through Schutzhund 1, Schutzhund 2, and Schutzhund 3, certifications that determine the level of competition. Each step requires dedicated effort from both handlers and dogs, but this vigorous training only enhances the bonds between them.
I thought that the training itself, like the obedience and stuff like that, would be the most fun. But once you start getting into working dog training, the relationship that you get with the dog it's indescribable. And anybody who's a handler, they know, just because this is the dog that you spend every single day with, you train every day with, and every time you train, you build more of a bond.
Although Schutzhund dogs look scary at first, Oxengendler says people have nothing to fear about their aggression levels.
Our dogs are absolutely not aggressive, even though we do bite work. So aggressive dogs are absolutely a big no-no for the sport.
Oxengendler and her team are hoping to compete in the national championship next year. For the Calgary Journal, I'm Isabel Bennett.
And I'm Sam Nar.